Good evening, folks. Welcome to a different episode from Bees Love the Language. Why is it different? Because it's a new topic. This presentation is based on a very high demand from my attendances, some of my friends, some of my colleagues. They said, Abhay, we are slightly worried about this area, self-introduction. Whenever we are attending interviews, whether it is in person or telephonically, we are required to speak for 2 to 3 minutes on self-introduction. And one guy frankly told me, sir, I really do not know what is this self-introduction, how to go about it. So when you attend an interview, the person sitting across the table is no doubt stranger to you. Maybe that person has known you for some period of time. Maybe you know that person, maybe your friend, your previous colleague, your previous boss, whoever it may be. That person possibly know you, possibly a stranger to you. Self-introduction is important. You have to introduce yourself. When the person is asking you, okay, come on, whatever, your name, the person calls out your name and say, okay, please tell me about yourself. Please introduce yourself. So introduce yourself, that is old fashioned. People today, they will ask you to, okay, take me through your profile. Let me listen about you. Let's hear something about you. So that is the current style. Of course, people will ask you to introduce yourself. That is also there. Whatever may be, it's very clear to you. And when this question is put to you, when you are in this scenario, when you are attending the interview, sitting across the table, you are slightly tensed because after all this is interview and you are really wanting this job, you want to get through, you want to crack this at any cost. You have, of course, butterflies in your stomach. But remember one thing, this is after all only an interview and you are going to introduce yourself. This is probably one of the most simplest questions because here you only have to tell about you, about your background, about your educational qualifications, probably about your family, and maybe currently what you are doing, nothing else. Very simple scenario. But what happens is the guy gets easily puzzled, panicked, tensed up. Maybe that person is excited, but the person sitting across the table, the interviewer, will find that you are nervous. And now this is not a good sign. You have to be confident, muster all your courage. You have to tell yourself that you can crack this. Just have some water, cool yourself, bring your BP, pulse under control, and be ready. Okay. Now, when the question is asked, okay, how about your profile? Please tell us something about you. That person really not expecting an elaborate answer from you. Okay, it's just like you can finish it off in 2 to 3 minutes. You will get chance to explain about your experience, your profile, maybe your other qualifications, your accomplishments. That you can keep aside. This is not the area where you will explain all that. Okay, self-introduction. As far as my knowledge goes, my experience goes, Don't say your name. I am so and so. Sir, my name is Ramesh. My name is Satish. Don't say that. That is clear to him. Your resume is in front of him, in front of that person, whether that's a lady or a gentleman or more than one person. That is clear to them. Don't say your name. That is not required. Say, I am a graduate or a postgraduate from so-and-so college. I specialized in so-and-so topic, or my core subject is so-and-so, maybe economics, maybe commerce. Then you can say about your just previous qualification. Currently where you are working, you can explain that. What is your grade? You can explain that. Before that, where were you working? That also you can say, you can add up. Highlight your top qualification or top accomplishment. You can just, I can say, put it in double bracket so that that is easily noticed, rather specially noticed. Maybe you did a project on something, you created a book on your specialized topic for the previous management. Then you can come down slowly to your family, that you are married or you are a bachelor, a still bachelor, or you are with parents, you are with your sister and brother, or briefly you can describe about your family. If you are married, you can say, I am married and my wife is employed. If so, otherwise, if your wife is not employed, you can say, my wife is a homemaker. That's a housewife. Housewife is old word, old fashioned. You can always say, my wife is a homemaker, or my mother is a homemaker if you are still a bachelor. And you can briefly explain about your kids. Maybe you have 2 kids, 3 kids, or 1 kid, and what they are doing. And here comes the end. That's it. It should be in 2 to 3 minutes maximum. Again, that person will ask you, or the interview board, the interviewers, they will ask you, tell us something more about your profile, your work experience, your special accomplishments, your qualifications, your projects, such stuff. When you are asked to speak about those things, you can come to those subjects and explain. Otherwise, as far as your self-introduction is concerned, keep it to the minimum, whatever I have explained now. Now, some people are in the habit of saying about, their personal life, that, I had a big dream of buying a house. The dream is still alive in my mind. After getting this job, I will accumulate money, I will take a loan, I will buy a car, I will buy a house, and I have, so many personal issues, domestic issues. My father is sick, mother is sick, wife is sick. See, these things are not going to impress your probable employer. Okay, these are all old-fashioned. In this today's world, nobody speaks about all this stuff because these are very personal. It is very clear that once you get a job, you will buy a car or you will buy a house if the salary permits. That's a different scenario altogether. Considering all this, considering all your hardships and struggles, that person is not going to hire you. So be very clear about that. Don't be too personal. Don't get emotionally attached with the job or the interview. Be professional. Keep your pulse under control. Have a fair idea about what to speak. And surely don't form sentences prior. You should have an idea in your fingertips what to speak. If you make sentences prior, you will definitely falter at the time of performance. That's not a bright idea. That's not a very good idea of speaking while sitting during interview. So I hope this is enough for you guys. Still you have any doubt, you come across any doubt, still you feel that if that is required or this is required, whatever comes to your mind, please don't hesitate to put it in the comment box. I will definitely be happy to take you through the same subject one more time if it's necessary, right? So please understand, all around us there are so many opportunities, job opportunities cropping up. Industry has been sleeping for the past 2.5 years because of pandemic. Slightly waking up, and let us grab the opportunities coming our way with our both hands and be prepared. Go for the punch. That's all from the desk today. It's bye from Abai. Good night. See you again next week, same day, same time.